All right. Have you ever gotten a sticky situation with a seller in a conversation where either you don't know what to say or it feels like the conversation is getting stuck, or perhaps you've heard all this talk about build rapport and be a great listener, be an active listener, but what does that actually look like? So today we're going to discuss what it actually looks like, or at least one technique that you can use to instantly become a better listener, which will hopefully translate to you to having better conversations and better conversions in your sales, particularly if you're talking about real estate investing sales. What's up, everyone? It's Courtney Rollins, host of the Life in Transitions Expert podcast, here with my main man, 50 grand, Javon Moore, who's one of the folks who's on the call, building rapport with sellers and buyers when we're talking to folks, when we're focusing on distressed property owners and helping them in their real estate situations. How's it going, Javon?
Pretty good, pretty good. As always, thankful for the universe for waking me up another day, giving me another opportunity to be prosperous in everything that I do.
Amen to that. Amen to that. Assume the feelings of the wish fulfilled. I can dig it. Today we're going to pull straight from one of my favorite sales negotiation technique or sales negotiation coaches, Chris Voss. Now, Chris Voss, you probably heard him before, but if you guys haven't heard of him, Never Split the Difference is his like pivotal work. But he works with the Black Swan Group, and he was a former FBI negotiator who the premise of the book is never split the difference. You can't, he's like, there are certain sales negotiations where compromise is not acceptable. You can't say, hey, we'll take 1.5 hostages and you get this or that. So how do you have quality negotiations where you still are able to get at things that you need and also make sure that the other person on the other end feels compensated, feels validated, and a lot of it has to do with, again, or almost all of it has to do with being a powerful, strong, strategic, empathetic listener. He calls it, is it strategic empathy? I may be mislabeling that, but one of the techniques we're going to talk about or look at is actually labeling. All right, it's a form called labeling, and the other end of it is mislabeling. And I'm just trying to see how to share my screen again. If you are watching this on YouTube, awesome. Would love for you to hit that like and subscribe and all that good stuff. If you listen to this in the podcast, go to our YouTube channel, Life in Transitions Experts Podcast, and you'll be able to see the slide that comes with this. We'll also throw it into the show notes as well. All right, looks like it's loading up here, but emotional labeling or to mislabel. So labeling is a way that you can validate someone's emotion by acknowledging it. Sometimes you're having that tough conversation with the seller and you're recognizing that the temperature's getting high, or perhaps you notice there's some type of unease or something in their response to something. It shows that you are listening when you can label that emotion. Now, there's a difference in labeling of like behavior, observational labeling, and emotional labeling. We're talking about labeling the emotion that you hear, that you perceive. All right. And again, this is straight from Chris Voss's work. Amazing person. So emotional labeling quite often is going to come with the phrases, it seems like, it sounds like, it appears to be, well, it feels like, it seems like, sounds like. I don't know if I would say feels like, because that could be coming almost like in the judgmental stage. And we're trying to give a label or name of an emotion that's in the space that is not anchoring us to it, where it's like, hey, I'm telling you this what it is, but it's still naming it. So when it says seems or sounds, there's a way out. Okay, I'm not saying that's what it is. It just seems like it, or it sounds like. And it's a way to elicit a response from the seller. You can really use this technique on anybody. And when I say use it, I don't mean like in a manipulative way. It literally is a way for you to show that you either understanding or to clarify the understanding. So let's see what this talks about. And Javon, I'm sure you've seen these in different situations, like a lead discusses having a hard time collecting rent from a tenant. It's like they're saying, oh man, I haven't, COVID hit and they tried the first couple of months and then they haven't, the last 3 months. Well, that seems like that's frustrating, not picking up your rent from your tenant. Seems like, you're labeling the frustration. And sometimes you can even hear them you can reuse the words that they actually used and label it using their words. Leads share they're excited about a son completing the project. Oh, that seems like you're happy and happy. I said happy and content with their efforts. That sounds so sterile. But you know what I mean? It seems like you're happy and content with their efforts. I mean, you won't say it as robotic as that, but whatever your authentic way of saying, oh, it sounds like you're excited about that. It sounds like that's a wonderful accomplishment, you know. Or lead shares a contract fell through with another investor. That sounds disappointing. You know, we're really listening for emotions and labeling them. So yeah, Javon, have you thought? I'm putting you on the spot here, but like, so what other like examples you may have come across when you're talking to sellers that may come up that may be opportunity to label their emotions?
Wow. I honestly, I can't even think of one offhand. I didn't expect you.
I'll throw you on the spot, man. I'll be putting Javon in the fire, man. My bad. But all right, we're gonna role play it a little bit. So I'm gonna think about some emotions I can come up with and see if you could just name them and list them and all. But let's see. So the role play. So we start by establishing, you know, the rules. Wherever, you know, we always have our sales process where we go through. We introduce ourselves and show what our unique proposition is. But yeah, so we're going to try that a little bit here. Let me just see. Matter of fact, I can stop sharing really. And let's just try it a little bit. I'm going to be, you're going to call me and I'm going to, matter of fact, actually, I'm going to call you and you be a seller with some particular like emotions that you might want to you know have, and I'll try to discover them in our conversation, Javon. All right.
All
right. So ring ring.
Hello.
Hey Javon, hey, it's Courtney. I was calling you back about that property at 47 North Street. I'm catching you at a bad time here though.
No. How you doing, man?
Oh, I'm great, man. How about yourself?
I'm pretty good.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I won't hold you up. I was just checking in to see what are some of the updates on you know, what you're deciding and what your next steps may be with the property.
Definitely looking to go ahead and move forward and selling it. Haven't really come up with a price yet. It's been a lot going on. So haven't really had much time to sit down and come up with some things.
That makes sense. You said been a lot going on.
Yeah.
Well, what does that look like? You mind me asking?
We've recently had some issues in regards to the tenant. Tenant has destroyed a few things in the house. So we're kind of figuring out how we want to go about as far as fixing some of those things. You know, things of that nature.
So the tenant destroyed a few things?
Yeah, destroyed a few things, had a few fights with a boyfriend.
Yeah. You know. That sounds sticky right there.
Yeah.
Is that causing any delays for you all getting in or anything like that? How's that impacted y'all's relationship? You and the tenant?
It's like I want to go ahead and kind of do the demo and kind of fix the property back up. You know, a few holes in the wall, some doors that's been you know, damaged. However, the lady, she just wants to move forward and just get rid of it. She feels as if it's costing us a lot of money to keep. I mean, saying that the fact that we had to actually evict this tenant. So we haven't really gotten any money from the property.
Jeez, that sounds pretty frustrating right there. Well, it seems like you guys are gonna like be able to fix it up and be good to go though, right? Is that what you're gonna be doing next? Just fixing it up, and it seems like you have a good property here. Why not just fix it up and be good to go right there and keep it?
As stated, it's just putting too much money into it, too much to try to keep it up to a good standings, to where as though someone is actually able to live there. I mean, we're not living there, so it's more like it's costing us more just to hold on to it. I mean, having to pay the property tax and things that, and still not receiving any money in regards to the property. So it's not really helping me at all. It's kind of more of a burden than investment.
So it sounds like this is a burden for you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll have to check with my team, but if we're able to, and we've done it in the past, but if we're able to take on the property with the non-paying tenant in there, and like you guys wouldn't have to deal with the burden of, you know, going in, fixing up, repairing, or even trying to get rent from someone who's not paying. Is that something you would be helpful for you guys, or probably not?
Would be, but I mean, as always, for things of this nature, if the price is right.
Got you. All right. So if we were, I know we're talking about price of taking it on once the tenant's out, but what would be, I guess, what would you all be able to do for us if we're able to take it on with the non-paying tenant and the recent damages?
I mean, as far as that goes, I mean, I'm not sure. We haven't even really sat down and spoken in regards to those things. Best that we can actually do is transfer the properie over. I mean, like I said, if the price is right, we're willing to sell.
Okay,
however,
I'm sorry, you said we as so you have somebody else you're working with that that you're
yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, shoot, should we just go ahead and how about, I mean, I don't want to us get down the road and then, you know, you have to translate it back. Or, you know, we have to, you know, renegotiate or have the conversation over again. Would it be good for you, me, and the other folks who are making a decision to sit down and talk about possibly working together?
Yeah, I mean, that'll be fine whenever it's good for us.
I'm gonna stop right there. I'm gonna stop right there. Should we go down? Sometimes I forget that we actually role play, and I've been getting a little excited about these. I'm like, I'm about to hit up Javon, see if we can get in this property. But I'm like, okay, this is all made up. Yeah. Did you hear any of the labeling that I was trying to?
As far as in the pain points, I was kind of listening. I didn't hear much emphasis. Like, I was kind of expecting it when it was, hey, I wasn't getting money from the tenant, possibly have to evict the tenant. One thing probably would be saying at that point is, oh wow, man, I apologize for hearing that. Like, I know it's hard. I mean, kind of, you know, bring a type of relatable situation to this person to make them feel like, oh, okay, well, you know where I'm coming from.
Right. I dig it. And so, yeah, I think that's that I appreciate you pointing that up. I think what I was trying to do is say it sounds like that's frustrating. Maybe I was being too stuck to it seems like, it sounds like type of script, but I do want for it to be heard. I want them to hear it sounds like that's frustrating to you, or it seems like, and so maybe that was even more opportunity for me to dig into what it seems like. Because what I'm trying to do is tell them what it is, but say what it seems like it is by labeling their emotion, so that they can go on with yeah, it is, or this, tell me about it, or they just continue to talk and all, and I get more information out of them. So yeah, anytime we have the opportunity to name someone's emotions, it's just like you said, it does pull out the pain points. It allows us to pull out the pain points, and then allows us to hopefully make a stronger connection to them and connect what our service can be to the pain that they're having, so it can mean something to them, and actually hopefully move the dial and get us to convert this to a sale. There's a couple of things I was doing in there too that we haven't like specifically gone over, but I was trying to throw away the deal too. Like, I love when we throw away the deal where we're like, hey, why don't you just keep this? Or why don't you, sounds like you need to fix this up, or it seems like, you know, there's labeling right there. Why don't you just, sound like it's a good property, why not just keep it and all, you know?
Yeah, right.
Getting people to sell to us is powerful. It's cool. All right, let's let folks hear at least one more. We're gonna do 3 more minutes, and if you don't mind, love for you to jump in as a seller or as the buyer, and I'm trying to give as many opportunities to set you up to be able to do some emotional labeling, and then we'll let folks go for the day so they can get back. All
It
right.
was like a
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good.
Hey,
Yeah.
hi. My name is Javon. I'm with Do REI Deals. I was actually giving this number a call to speak to the owner of 123 Main Street.
Yeah. What's up? What about it?
Hey, I was actually calling you in regards to this property and see if it was actually available for purchase, and if so, would you be willing to take a cash off on that property?
Oh man. I get calls all day about this property, but no one ever calls me back, man. I tell them drive by it. If they still want, they call me back, but nobody really does.
Oh, okay. Well, that sounds like it could be a pain in the butt.
Hey,
But
hey.
definitely, uh, definitely. I mean, I
Yeah.
have you on here. If it's not a bad time, I would love to discuss with you in regards to the property. Get a little bit more information. Maybe get my team to go ahead and stop by today, maybe tomorrow. See and see the property if that's okay
Yeah,
with you.
you more. Well, I tell everybody just drive by, see it, and if you call me back, you'll be the first one to do. But drive by the whole streets. Uh, some board ups on there, but I think this one has people next door to me. There's two people next door to me, so we're like the three people on the block without a board up. But go to take a look at it. What's your name again?
My name is Javon.
Yeah, Javon, give me a call back if y'all go by and see it. We can talk from there.
All right. Well, let me ask you. How many beds and baths do you have in that property?
It was a 3 bedrooms. A bathroom was on the first floor, so it's a half bath on the first floor, full bath on the second floor, and then there's a little uh or place for a bathroom in the basement.
Okay. And let me ask, have you done any updates maybe within the last 5 years?
That's why I'm telling folks to look at it, man. It's boarded up. I haven't been in about 3 years, but we try to make sure it's secured and all. But you might not even want it once you see the whole street. That's why I'm asking folks to go take a look at it.
Is possibly a problem. And I mean, is that the reason why you're thinking about getting rid of it?
We just not in Baltimore anymore. I started down in Baltimore, like sort of like you. Sounds like just getting properties, but just one I haven't really paid attention to though. You gotta do
Oh,
something with it. And that's want to sit around and do something with it eventually.
okay. All right. So, I mean, saying that you kind of seem like you're adamant about getting rid of it. Or you're cool with getting rid of it. It's just the fact that you haven't gotten anybody to actually give you a call back after seeing the property. Guessing it's
Right.
because
Yeah. People just be
this.
where y'all get my number anyways, man.
Well, we actually get it from public records. What actually happens is we'll possibly do a search, and the information will actually come back to us, and which we're able to actually give you a call.
All right, let's stop right there. Man, y'all hear that? That's why that boy that boy bad. That boy nice. Heck yeah, man. He does awesome stuff in there, bro. Uh I'll give one tip, not tip, but one note that I would notice. The when you ask how you doing, to me it throws me off a little bit. That's my opinion. That's why I like coming in with the the name. But I mean sometimes you don't have the name. So the way you did it was also
Well,
matter of
I,
fact.
um, a lot of times what works for me, I realize from my past experience and been in the debt
Yeah.
collection. I mean, that's how we used to call people.
Oh
Hey,
yeah.
hey, hey. I mean,
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. Because I used to get so upset. I'm like, who is this?
yeah,
Oh,
who
man.
on the line? Who is this? However,
Yeah.
a lot of times people get used to it. Hey, Jay
Yeah.
Long, I'm hanging up because I don't know.
Right. Yo.
On call, hey, how you doing? And a lot of people will be like, I'm fine. Who's this? Okay, now you give me an opening to let you know that I'm not who you may think I am. However, I'm calling
I
for a
appreciate
specific.
that. And that's what's so dope about like being connected with, with folks like you in this space. Cause this whole time I've been told like, hey, asking start with the name. And that came from Sandler. I forget his name, first name, something Sandler. What's his name? Sandler. I got his book right here. David Sandler. And it was because so many of us in the past have been conditioned to the more, like you can tell that they're bill collectors or salesmen But like you said, over the last 15, 20 years, that technique has been
Put
exposed.
over book collecting.
And
So
you know,
how you doing?
I appreciate that. Well, I'm gonna start incorporating that. I'm gonna start incorporating that because I part of me did think like, man, you know, maybe that's something that's kind of getting outdated now. These sell techniques, but you know, and everything. Thank you, I appreciate that, Javon. Appreciate that. So, but man, you did some cool labeling too. I love the label in the wrap up. You see how the label is like active listening. You literally said, well, it sounds like you're eager to sell. I wasn't use exact words, but nobody's calling you back. So I was like, oh, this dude is actually listening to me. He's hearing good stuff, man. That's some other good stuff. Oh, cool part. I was trying to cut the thing short, and he waited to pull it back in to get more information too. I like your little. Well, let me ask you. you do that a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, I do that a lot. If you listen to some of the recordings, I do it a lot. Well, let me ask you this. I want to get as much information that I can, so that way, when I do pass it along to you, you got everything you need.
It seems so like low risk too. It's like, well, one more thing, real quick, one more thing, real quick. You know, real quick. Let me ask you this: those phrases seem to me, I'm on there like, okay, one more quick thing. And next thing I know, I'm sharing more information that it could be very helpful to, very very helpful to getting a deal done.
Right,
awesome, man. The cool thing about this, folks, if you out there listening, is like we've said it before, but we really got to think about ourselves as a nurse or a doctor when it comes to like diagnosis, because a lot of the folks that we talk to are in distress. A lot of my properties, folks are going through probate, which is a distressful. It could be a stressful process. Sometimes a majority of our deals also have some type of just some form of distress, because that's how we're going to be able to get it at a discount. But that doesn't mean always that the seller or the property owner is aware of the stress in their life. So really us labeling or having quality questions and conversations and connections sometimes educates them to the reality of their situation. And sometimes it can help them make a decision that's going to help them not keep having this burden of the emotional stress or the physical real stress. Like a lot of us deal with things by sticking our head in the ground. And if you have someone like Javon or me calling and in a very empathetic way, helping them find a solution to their problem, then that's an awesome thing, but that requires skill. It requires practice. It requires knowing your craft and building your craft. And that's what's awesome being around folks like Javon. And hopefully you all find some value out of that now. This, Javon, you got any thoughts, anything you want to share with folks, tips or anything as they're talking on the phone in regards to this or anything?
As I was stating earlier, the only time that I actually sit there and open up somebody's name is if they tell me their name. Yeah. Hey, this is Chris. Hey, Chrissy, how you doing? This is Javon from. I never open with that. I open with the address. I mean, if I gave you your address, you're gonna want to say, how did this get my address? How do you know my address?
That's awesome, bro.
That's on the phone for a little bit.
Well, bro, that's this brother's been on the phone for years of experience, and I'm going to incorporate that more so because it seems like it makes sense and it's really helpful, man. So I appreciate you not challenging me, but inviting me to think about it a different way, because that's not a part of my script. But I think the reason you said it and the way it flowed just makes a lot more sense, because we have been conditioned to that. But so I appreciate that, brother. Man, folks, I would love for y'all to like, subscribe, leave a comment if you find this helpful. If you want to work with us, hit me up at doreideals.com. Sign up for a free consultation. I'm already helping several folks, and they're helping me even tighten up my understanding of how to do this in a more efficient way. So it's a win-win situation. Other than that, I'm about to get off this bad boy. We're going to keep on making calls and trying to help folks out, because rising tides, it lifts all sails. Peace. Yeah.